What's going on, guys? We just had an NBA Cup day, formerly known as the in-season tournament, and in my opinion, there were 6 really entertaining games to watch. Now, full disclosure, I didn't watch all 6 of them in their entirety. I watched 3 of them in their entirety, and then the other 3, I looked at the stats, watched key moments, watched, fourth quarters, stuff like that. But I think where better to start than, I think probably the most entertaining thing to happen yesterday, depending on, what your favorite team is maybe. But Dalton Knecht going for 37 for the Lakers and having, 18 straight points in the third quarter, maybe even 21. Yeah, it was like 18 or 21 straight points in the third quarter. It was crazy. He would hit like 5 threes in a row. This might just be recency bias because I literally just watched this game, but it feels like I've never seen a player go that unconscious, just hitting shot after shot, not missing, just insane in one quarter. Yeah, so this guy is definitely, banging on the door, making sure that he gets his minutes. Because when you're having performances like this, how could you not play this guy more and more every game? I think this also speaks to, I don't want to say weak, but, how non-spectacular, I guess, this rookie class has been. There's, some solid players out there, but no one's really wowing you or blowing you away, other than maybe Jared McCain recently. But that a performance like this from Dalton Knecht, coupled with his last game where he had over 20 points, and then his game before that where he had like 19, these performances are enough to kind of boost him into the conversation for Rookie of the Year. Obviously, this is just one game. As of right now, he'd still be behind Jared McCain, who's been having a really good stretch of games. Great player, Jared McCain. Both guys, I was high on both of those guys during the draft, so I'll take a little victory lap there. Obviously, they still have a long career to go, so. But yeah, it really looks like the Lakers got a good one in Dalton Knecht. Just to recap that game, they win 124 to 118 against Utah. I don't really have much else to say on that game, but yeah, great game for Dalton Knecht. Now, this next game, you might not think it was a great game or an entertaining one, but from my perspective, as a Dallas Mavericks fan, I loved it. They blew out the Pelicans by, I think, almost 40, or... No, I take that back. They did beat them by 40, 41 in fact. And it was just good to see them get this win. Before they played this game, I was kind of kicking around the idea in my mind that even though it's only been one season, Dallas might be the worst in-season tournament team there ever was. I think they went 1-3 last year in their little group play, whatever it's called, and then they lost their first game this year. So to me, they were like the most underperforming in-season tournament team. Not that that matters, who cares? But it was just a little funny thing I was kicking around. But they really needed this win, especially since they had been struggling a little bit. They had that 4-game losing streak, but they've bounced back now. This is, I think, 2 wins in a row, or is this their 3rd win in a row? I think 2. Last game, no Luka. PJ Washington goes off against the Thunder, but this game, the Pelicans really had no chance. And I don't want to say, not almost, I do feel bad for Pelicans fans and the Pelicans team. They're missing a lot of guys. 6 of their top 8 or 9 guys weren't playing in this game. Let me think. Zion, CJ McCollum, DeJounte Murray, Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado, Jordan Hawkins. That right there is 6 of their top 8 or 9 players, and they just don't have them available, and it sucks to see. You want to see the good players play. So hopefully they can get back healthy and, maybe make something happen as the season goes on. One last note on the Mavericks game. Klay Thompson had a good shooting night. I think he was 5 of 9 from 3 or 4 of 9 from 3, but a pretty good shooting night for Klay Thompson, and, we love to see those. Now, probably the marquee game that went on going into the night was Cleveland versus the Boston Celtics. Obviously, Cleveland undefeated, Celtics the reigning champion. People were definitely wanting to see how that game would go. And early on, it kind of looked like we weren't really going to get that fun of a game. It looked like it might be a Boston blowout where they couldn't miss any threes. But sure enough, Cleveland was able to fight back, get back in the game. And to their credit, they really made it look like they could take this game. But as soon as they started getting close, within 4, within 2, tying the game, stuff like that, they weren't able to get like the really big stops that mattered. But yeah, this one kind of went down to the wire up until, the very end where it kind of got a little bit away from them and the Celtics held on for the victory. I wanted Cleveland to win. Part of that might be because Boston beat Dallas in the finals last year, but yeah, it was a good game. I can't say it wasn't a good game. I was kind of hyped watching it. Evan Mobley looked really good. I liked what I saw from Evan Mobley, using his size. But yeah, I personally was disappointed. I wanted to see Cleveland pull it out, but it was a really good game either way. Now this game was interesting. OKC, San Antonio. When I first looked at the box score, I was like, oh man, OKC's bigs are hurt. Wemby was probably eaten up on the inside, maybe, when I saw that the Spurs won. But then I realized Wemby didn't play at all. And yeah, the Spurs were just able to kind of pull this one out despite not having Wemby. Even though the Thunder got some good scoring nights from some of their big players like Jalen Williams, although he was missing a lot of his threes. But one note that I do have from that game is that Keldon Johnson was hitting his shots, looking pretty good. Mostly in the first half. I think he finished the first half with 17 points, and he finished on the game with 22. But I like Keldon Johnson. I like to see him get going, get his game going, hitting his shots. It seems like his time might be limited in San Antonio. I don't want to put that out there if that's baseless, but it feels like that could be the way it's going. But Keldon Johnson's a player I like. A much more exciting game than I expected it to be was the Brooklyn Nets versus Charlotte Hornets. Not because they're not good teams. Brooklyn's been pretty good this year, and I know Charlotte's been pretty good this year. Charlotte's probably one of the teams I've watched the least this season, in all honesty. But this was a close game pretty much the whole way out. There were a few things where it started to look like one team might run away with it. Brooklyn went up by, I think, like 10 at some point in the third quarter, or maybe it was the second quarter. But, it stayed pretty close the whole way. Charlotte actually went into the fourth quarter with a 2-point lead and then got a quick 4-point lead. But then Brooklyn was able to fend them off. Ben Simmons actually had a couple, I'd say they were big. They were big little tip buckets. One of them was a putback. One of them was sort of a lob. But yeah, the Nets with no Cam Thomas were able to pull this one out. Cam Johnson actually went for 34 points. He was hitting a lot of threes. Hit some big shots in the fourth quarter. But coming down to the wire is actually Trenton Wofford, who ended up getting a couple big buckets right at the end. One of them where he was like falling down, hit some free throws. Unrelated plays, the free throws and the falling down. He didn't get a foul called on that one. Or did he? He might have. I don't know. But Trenton Wofford hit some big buckets right at the end, as well as an offensive foul elbowing Trey Mann in the face. Trey Mann, good player. I don't got much else to say about that. Oh, Brandon Miller, good game, good player. 29 points. I like watching him play. I don't watch the Hornets play that much, so whenever I do kind of tune in, I'm like, I like this Brandon Miller guy. And then the last game of the night, at least for me, was Denver Nuggets versus Memphis Grizzlies. They just played, it wasn't yesterday, was it? Was it 2 days ago? But anyways, they just played each other, and Memphis made it look really easy against them. But Denver came back, to their credit, and, kind of stuck it to them this game. Jamal Murray, who's been having a rocky season, ended with 27 points, 50% shooting from the field, 50% from three. I think he was 10 of 20 from the field and 5 of 10 from three. So good game from Jamal Murray. Finished with 27 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Really good stat line there. Michael Porter was able to get 24 points, although he didn't hit any threes, so he was able to get points in other ways. Russell Westbrook had a triple-double. Now, I didn't really watch this whole game. This is one of the games I more kind of skimmed through, so I can't really speak to Russell Westbrook's real impact on the game, but he had a triple-double, which is, at this point in his career, it's kind of nice to see that and, reminisce about the old days of Russell Westbrook. But, yeah, good stuff. Christian Brown had a good game. I think he had 19 points. But what I do want to talk about from the Grizzlies, the losing team, my boy Santi Aldama with 28 points and 11 rebounds. If you're not familiar with Santi Aldama, you should go watch him play. He's one of my favorite players in the league to watch, which might be kind of weird. He doesn't do anything that crazy. I call him Spanish Durant. Just he's like this 6'11" Spanish dude who could look smooth from three. He's not like tweening or anything with the ball, but he can dribble the ball competently. He can play the small forward if need be. He's more of a 4-3 kind of guy. Even at sometimes, you might stick him at 5 just because he's so tall, but he's not really a 5. I wouldn't recommend putting him at 5. He just might get a few spot minutes there, here and there. But yeah, Big Santi. Good game, despite the loss. Nice to see the Nuggets get a win without Jokic. And yeah, hopefully the Grizzlies can rest up, heal up, get my boy Zach Edey back out there. But yeah, that's all I really had for you guys regarding the games. I don't know if I really have anything else regarding the NBA Cup. I guess I could talk about the courts a little bit. I like the courts. I think the courts are fun. I don't understand the hate that the courts get sometimes. I know it's not as prevalent as it was last year, but I guess I'm just saying I like the courts. Courts are fun, the different color courts. But yeah, that's all I really had for you guys today. So thanks for sticking around this late in the video if you're still here. I've been gone for a while. I was in the process of moving, but now I'm kind of settled in. Hopefully I can start getting these out more often. I don't even want to say hopefully. I will start getting these out more often. But yeah, take it easy, guys. I'll see you later. Peace.